Testing. Let me see now. Let me adjust this a bit. Oops. Right. Okay. Okay. Assalamu ala manitaba al huda. Welcome, brothers and sisters in Islam. Welcome to my channel, The Muslim Apologist, and I'm your host, MENJ. Right. So, as the title says, this is an analysis, a post-debate analysis of the recent debate that I had with the well-known, notorious atheist debater by the name of Tijam. He's very active on this platform called Modern Day Debate. In fact, I'm looking at some of the more recent debates right now. He has appeared in a recent one involving Mormons. Okay, and then he is very much an active debater, but a very rude one, as I will point out later throughout the stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I will be sharing that parts of that debate. Okay, I will be sharing my screen now. Hang on, and I will just comment or analyze his points and my own points in our respective opening statements. I don't think I will need to go into the rest of the arguments, because that guy don't really have any. Okay, so let me see now if I can add my screen. Yep. Yes, I just did, and I'm going to enlarge it, and then I'm gonna have to see how am I going to play this. Okay, let me see now. I don't know why the guy is holding his forehead. Yeah, that would actually be a great thumbnail. That would actually be a great thumbnail to use. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to play this a bit. Okay. I told MDD to update my photo, but they have not until today, so I don't know what's keeping them. Maybe I will need to resend my photo, my most recent photo to them again, because I've told them to update that, right? So if anyone can hear me loud and clear, please say so. Please indicate so, right? Can you hear me loud and clear? Okay, so it's very important for me because, as you can see, this is my studio setup, okay? And I'm not at home, and this is my studio. And it's a very cozy and comfortable place to be right now, okay, to do live streamings from your dedicated YouTube studio. All right, so I'm going to start playing the live stream shortly. Actually, I'm supposed to be joined by a guest. Our brother is from Islamic Calling from Bangladesh, but he has not appeared yet. He did tell me that he will be running late. Okay, so I don't think that he will be showing up in the next 10 minutes or so, because he did tell me that he will not be able to make it that soon. So okay, he actually gave me a voice note. Hang on, I need to pause this. I mean, to mute myself, and I need to listen to his message. All right. All right. So he just told me that he will join. He will join this live stream in 5 to 10 minutes, because he has just returned home and he needs to freshen up. So, in the meantime, while waiting for our brother Islamic Calling to freshen up and to join me on this live stream, okay, I will need to give some context or some background to this debate. So the debate took place about a month ago, roughly about a month ago. Okay, the topic was Muhammad's Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam marriage to Aisha moral. So obviously I was arguing for the for the yes position, and my opponent Tijam was proposing for basically was defending the no position. Okay, so this issue has been going around, okay, for a very long time. Okay, since ever since the internet, ever since the apologetic scenes, the apologetic scene started way back in 2000, in the early 2000s. Okay, so yes, it's not anything new. Okay, sadly, after 20 years, this issue is still being bandied around. Okay, by ignorant Westerners, especially, who don't understand the historical context and the specific cultural norms that existed during the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, so it wasn't just the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam who was marrying, who married, Aisha at puberty. Okay, or basically married Aisha when she was 6 and consummated the marriage when she reached puberty. Okay, many other people were doing that. Okay, and even long after the time period of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, other nations were doing that as well, especially during the Middle Ages in Europe. Okay, the reason for this is simple, because they need the kings and queens of Europe needed to continue their bloodline, and they needed to forge political alliances. And what better way to forge political alliances and to restock your bloodline, or to strengthen your bloodline, than to marry young? Okay, so that is the whole point. So kings who had a daughter at maybe 3 years old, and then there's another king or another queen in another kingdom who has a son at maybe 5 or 6 years old. They will come to an agreement and marry their child to each other. Okay, to each other's child. You see, and this is considered normal. Okay, so the concept of pedophilia, the concept of child sexual molestation, the concept of all these modern diseases and modern mental disorders, this did not exist back then in the Middle Ages, and even prior to the Middle Ages. It's really that simple. Okay, and I've been trying to say this so many times over and over again. Even after the debate has ended, I still get comments from idiots who say that I support child pedophilia simply because I defended the marriage of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Because you see, the point is here, you idiots. Okay, pedophilia. The term pedophilia is not restricted to the meaning of marrying young. Okay, because pedophilia is a mental disorder. Okay, it's considered to be a mental disorder, and I've actually pointed this out during my opening statement itself. Okay, so it's very tiring to having to repeat this argument over and over again, and it's frustrating to see these Western idiots, these Western morons. Okay, repeating the same lie over and over again without knowing the cultural context. Okay, just to add on to that, a few anecdotes. Okay, my own grandmother was married off when she was 14 years old. Okay, 14 years old, right? And my grandfather was around, I think, 37 years old. Okay, at the time. And keep in mind, my late grandmother, was his second wife, because his first wife died. Okay, passed away, and therefore he had to marry, or he was pushed to marry my grandmother, who became his wife, his replacement wife. Okay, and the first wife, by the way, was my late grandmother's sister, elder sister. Okay, so imagine that. Okay, so my grandmother was 14 years old when she married my late grandmother was 14 years old when she married my late grandfather. My grandfather earlier on had already married her sister, okay, and had 4 children with her. Okay, and then when the first wife passed away, basically my grand aunt passed away, my grandfather married my grandmother. Okay, the second, who became his second wife, who was the sister of the first wife. Okay, so this is the culture among Javanese, because in Javanese culture, it is considered normal to marry sisters. Okay, to marry, after the first sister died, then the second sister would be offered or proffered as a replacement for the first wife, or for the other sister, for the elder sister, okay, depending on who was married first, right? So this is very cultural at the time, and this was accepted. I don't think today we would practice this. I don't think this would be commonplace, but hey, it's the culture back then, and you have to accept it, right? And it's not about being immoral or moral. It's about the culture at the time, and the situation is such that, well, if you reach puberty, then yeah, you're qualified for marriage. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter whether you are 9, whether you are 10, whether you're 15. Okay, once you hit your menses, and once you are your body has achieved a certain standard, whereby anyone who sees you can immediately recognize that you are able to produce children, and that you are able-bodied, and you look mature enough, then yeah, you will be set up for marriage. Okay, that is just how things were back then. Obviously today, when you are, even if you are 14 years old, and if you are a woman, I'm talking about a woman, by the way, even if you are 14 years old and you have hit your menses, and you have full swelling breasts and so on, blah blah blah, and you look mature enough to be an adult, you still won't be proffered for marriage, because at 14 years old you still have school, you still have things to look after, and personal things to look after, and obviously your parents will not allow you to get married at such a young age, because you don't have a career, you're still schooling, you need to further your studies, you need to ensure that your future is secure. And of course, there is this thing called age of consent. Okay, so this modern concept, this modern contraption called age of consent, where you cannot marry below the age of 18 years old, right? Because under the age of 18 years old, you're considered to be a minor, and you cannot give consent. Okay, so this is the modern way of approaching the contemporary way of approaching marriages. And yeah, this is the world that we live in now, and we have to respect these laws, obviously. So I have no problems with it. I'm not going to go out and marry a 14-year-old. that will go against my country's laws. Okay, if I were living 200 years ago or 1,000 years ago, I guess things would be different. Okay, but I'm living in the 21st century, so obviously I won't be going out to look for a child bride, okay, or for a 14-year-old bride. And even if I do want to marry a 14-year-old, I won't be allowed to do so. In fact, I will be arrested, and I will be charged with child molestation, okay, or illegally trying to marry a child, okay, which is absurd, but because of the puberty thing. But hey, this is the world that we live in, and we have to respect these laws, right? We have to respect these modern laws today, because this is the laws that we have built up for ourselves. So yeah, what can I do about it? Okay, and I respect these laws. I have no problems respecting these laws. But the problem here now is to apply these laws, these very laws that we now live, we are constrained with, and you apply them to a culture 1,400 years ago. Okay, when you do that, there are so many problems with this attitude, or with this methodology, because if you do that, it means that you are saying implicitly that your forefathers were all pedophiles. Okay, your forefathers had no disregard for a child. Your forefathers were so selfish that they had to marry someone below the age of consent, whatever that means. And they were all sexual child predators. Okay, so this is the implication that you will have to accept. Okay, if you want to apply our standards today to that of the past, keep in mind 1,400 years ago. That's a very, very long time ago. Okay, so it's very tiring to having to justify this and having to repeat this over and over again without me sounding like a pedophile myself. Okay, I know that on the first glance, people who don't want to listen, they will say, "Oh, you are a pedophile. You support child marriage. You are a sex offender for supporting this marriage between Aisha and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." And because of this, therefore, it means that you support child pedophilia. This is absurd. This is crazy. Okay, I cannot brain this. I really cannot understand why is it impossible for someone to accept that things back then were very much different from things today, and we have to accept this, and you have to move on from this, and you have to stop talking about this marriage over and over again like a broken record, because it's not going to solve any problem. Okay. Also keep in mind that even if you excuse the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam of being a child predator, what does that do to the truth claims of Islam? Because it doesn't change anything about Islam. Okay, it doesn't change the fact that Islam is the true religion from God. It doesn't change the fact that the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It doesn't change the fact that the Prophet married divorcees and widows. Okay, apart from Aisha, and Aisha was the only virgin who married the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is something which my idiot opponent there, the guy who was eating a sandwich during the time of my opening statement, did not seem to realize the implications. And I pointed this out as well. I did mention that when the Prophet was betrothed to Aisha when she was 6 years old, he waited 3 years before he consummated the marriage when she was 9. Okay, so if the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was a sex predator, a child molester, someone who lusts after little children, okay, and all sorts of perverted, ridiculous, stupid, moronic, and evil ideas that one could say about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then why did he have to wait 3 years before he consummated the marriage with Aisha? I mean, if he's such an evil, predatory, maniac, and all the evil things that you want to say about him, na'uzubillah min zalik, why did he need to wait 3 years? He could just simply jump into bed with Aisha the next day after, married, after the nikah, when she was 6 years old. What's stopping him from doing that? Okay, what's stopping the Prophet from jumping into bed with Aisha when she was 6 years old? And why did he needed to wait until she was 9 years old before the marriage was consummated? It's really that simple. I asked such a simple question, and this idiot Tijam couldn't answer. Or he could say, because he married a 6-year-old, therefore he's a pedophile. He was married. It comes like a broken record. Okay, it comes like a broken record. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't even prop up his position. It doesn't prove his position at all. It's just an insult. It's just blasphemy. It's just a libel. Okay, if the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam were alive today, he could actually file a court suit against Tijam, and he would win. He would win the court suit. And you know why he will win? The easiest defense is that this happened 1,400 years ago. Why are you so hung up about it? That's the easiest defense ever. I believe that if the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam were to launch a court suit against Tijam for libel, for accusing him of being a child molester, then the Prophet will win. The Prophet will win his case. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to start. I'm still waiting for our brother Islamic Calling, but he's still not here yet. So I'm just going to go ahead with it. And once he comes in, I will add him to the show. All right. So I'm going to start playing this now. All right.
Now, Tom, the first word. I will start your timer.
All right. So the topic today is being married to a 6-year-old girl and consummating the marriage with a 9-year-old girl, pedophile. And yes, it is. It's pedophilia. So Muhammad was, in fact, immoral. And
that's a really dumb
Surah 33, verse 21 states, Muhammad is the pattern of conduct for all Muslims. And so this is why so many Muslims around the world are for child marriage, because Muhammad did it, and so everyone else is allowed to do it too, which is why.
Do you see what this bastard did? He said that he accuses Muslims of practicing child marriages, okay, because the Prophet allegedly did a child marriage, okay. You see how he squeezed in this info without justifying or without, proving this statement of his, okay. So anyway, we have Brother Islamic Calling. He has just joined the show. I'm going to bring him on right now. So, Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum assalam, bro. How are you?
I'm good, Alhamdulillah. So you wanted
Oh,
to
is
see
that
my
the
studio?
studio?
Oh yes, it is,
Give us a
brother.
tour,
Yes,
bro.
it is. Sorry,
Give us a tour. Give us a tour.
I will, inshallah, but not today, right? So we need to do this reaction video
Can
first,
we
right?
see it a little bit?
I can't because I'm using my laptop as my camera. So how am I going to move it around? It's very difficult to do it. Yeah,
Sure,
it's
sure.
very
I
difficult.
mean, if you move, I think we can see the background. I think, inshallah.
Okay, let me try and move it a bit. All right, so it's like this.
Nice.
Okay, and it's like that.
And you have
I just move. Yeah, you can see that.
you have
Yeah.
a few things. Yeah, I think you need a few more books
Yeah,
behind you.
I have a lot. I have a lot of books. It's not just a few books, Aki. It's a lot of books now.
Nice.
It's a lot of books now. Yeah, it's a lot of books now. Right. So I was just playing a few seconds of T Jam's opening statement. Do you want me to reverse that and replay, or do you want me to just continue?
No. It's fine. Look, can continue. By the way,
Alright.
I think this debate was quite short, right?
Yeah, it was quite short because the idiot, wasn't able to answer any of my comments, and then he was just repeating, "Oh, the prophet was a pedophile. The prophet was a pedophile." But I mean, it kind of became pointless after that. So I was like,
Yeah.
fine, he can say whatever. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't. He cannot prove his position anyway.
Yeah. Before the debate happened, I actually I actually talked to brother MENJ. We had a conversation, and I told him what he might say in the debate, right? And this is exactly what he said. Exactly what he said.
Exactly. Yes, and we will talk about that later, right? We will talk about that later. So, by the way, do you want me to play the whole thing as including the crossfire section, or do you just want me to
No.
play the
I don't think that's
opening
necessary. I think
statement?
we can just go through like your main argument and his like main
Okay.
response, and then we can wrap it up,
Yes.
inshallah.
Yes. All right. Let's do
Because
that.
I mean,
All right,
like,
so yeah.
honestly, to be honest, this argument has been beaten to death. I mean, I don't
Yes,
know
I know.
if you saw my
He has
if
been
you saw
beaten
my
to death like
newest video,
eons. Yeah.
inspiring
Yes.
philosophy, and he also makes the exact same argument. And I make a
Exactly.
meme where I show that
Exactly.
Simpson, that Simpson scene where the Simpson is beating up this clown, and
Okay.
the kids are saying that,
Krusty
"Oh,
the
don't
Clown.
beat him anymore." Yeah, don't beat him anymore.
Yeah.
He's already dead. That kind of situation. This argument is dead. It's so dead. We're still
Exactly.
beating it, right?
Exactly. It's like beating a dead horse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Brother, Palestinian Stars wanted to say something. Okay, I'm going to share his message. All right. So he said,
Walaikum
"Salam
salam, bro.
alaikum." Okay,
Walaikum
and then
salam,
there's
salam.
another comment. Okay. Sami calling, what's your name so that I know what to call you? I'm Sydney Football TV. They terminated. Do you know the channel Sydney Football TV?
I think that's his previous account name. I saw his comment on my channel before, inshallah. So yeah, I recognize him.
Yeah, you recognize him, right?
Yeah.
He's also an active member of my channel, so he comments a lot on my channel too.
So, as for my name, I usually don't reveal my name on my public channel, but I have a Facebook link account.
Neither do I. Yeah. I know brother Islamic Calling's name, but I'm not going to reveal it out of respect for him. Okay, and brother Islamic Calling knows my real name, but I'm not. I hope that he doesn't reveal my name because we have our reasons why we need to keep our names hidden, even though our faces may be public, but there may be consequences if our names are known. Okay, so I hope our
but
brother
at the
here will
same time,
respect
like
that,
if you reach out to him on my Facebook page, you might see my private account. So if you're gonna reach out to me in private, that way.
I think brother Islamic Calling doesn't really have a problem with his name being known, but I do. I have a problem with my name being known because it's very dangerous. Because I was once. I don't know whether brother Palestinian Stars know this, but I was once sacked from my job because they found out that I had the channel The Muslim Apologist. Believe it or not. Okay. Brother Islamic Calling knows this story. Okay. So I was there for the first day doing the work. And then when I came back from work, because I was allowed to leave early because, it was the first day at work. And then in the evening, that HR of that company called me up and said, we found out that you have this channel called The Muslim Apologist. We don't want you anymore. So you are terminated immediately. This is basically what they said to me. Okay. So, and then I took my case to the Industrial Relations Court, and 3 months later, I won my case. Against them. Okay, but that is a story for another day. Okay. But in any case, I don't want a repeat of that again. Okay. I'm currently looking for a new job. So I don't want my new employers to know what I do in my free time. Okay, I mean, they may be open or they may be okay with it, but I don't want to take that chance again because there has been a precedent. So I have to keep my identity secret somewhat. Okay, so yeah. All right. Okay, and then Ash is amazing says. I did watch it. It was great. I think he's referring to the debate.
My
Thank you,
video, I
brother.
think. Yeah. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I
Yes,
saw
thank
his
you.
comment on my video.
Yes. Okay. Oh, brother, I think Palestinian Stars knows about my case. Yeah. Disgusting.
he
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my ex-employer now. Okay, he's not even my employer.
By the way,
now.
bro, I'm gonna take a 2 minutes break. You continue, inshallah. I'm doing adhan here, so I'm gonna
okay.
take a 3 minutes break, inshallah. I'll be back.
Should I wait for you? While the azan is playing?
Yeah. No. You can continue, inshallah.
Okay. I'll continue then. All right. Okay. So anyway, let's Okay, let me read one more comment from Brother Palestinian Stars, and then we'll continue. Okay. Terminating an employee for being a Muslim channel. Well, that's the reality in Malaysia, because you see, the private sector is controlled by non-Muslims. Okay, so they dictate the terms. Okay, I mean, this country may be a Muslim majority country, but in the private sector, okay, non-Muslims call the shots. Okay, and if they know that I have this channel, and if they feel that this channel is a threat to their whatever belief system that they have, then yeah, they will terminate me for whatever reason whatsoever, or they will find an excuse to terminate me. Even let's say if they are okay with it, maybe some of the personnel won't be okay with it, and then they will find a way to terminate me regardless. Okay, so that's just how the way it is in Malaysia. Therefore, that's the reason why you don't see my real name being published on my channel, The Muslim Apologist. I mean, you may see it elsewhere, but not here. Okay, not here. And if you type The Muslim Apologist, you'll never find my real name either. So yeah, so I'm pretty much safe. And if you type my real name in YouTube or in Google, you won't even find anything or any reason to connect me with my channel, The Muslim Apologist, either. Okay, so both are mutually separated in Google and in YouTube. So I'm pretty much safe. Okay, unless if they found out that I have this channel, and if they go to the channel, obviously my big handsome face appears, right? And obviously I will be recognized immediately. Okay, so that's just how it is. All right, that's just how it is. The non-Muslim Malaysians are, the short answer to that is yes. Okay, there's a long history behind that. Okay, the answer is yes, though. Okay, I'm going to start playing the video again. So if you have any other questions, you can hold that until towards the end of the playback. All right, so I'm going to start it again.
Islam is an immoral religion. So the heart of the issue is, what are the approaches that Muslims can take to try to placate this obviously immoral statement that is in the Quran? There are several approaches they can take. The primary three are: one is to claim that she was actually older. That wasn't actually 9, but this is false. Aisha, they claim that Aisha was actually 16 or 17 or maybe even older, and her pattern of her conduct based on her pattern of conduct. Unfortunately for the proponents of the claim that Aisha was older, defense, this only works in an atmosphere of total ignorance of someone who's never read any of the Muslim sources related to Aisha.
Yeah, as you found out, Tom, I didn't even argue for that.
Once you start reading Islam's most trusted sources, and you find the Hadith, and after the Hadith, it says clearly that Aisha was 9 years old when Muhammad had sex with her, and you find any of those sources saying, if you try to find any of those sources saying she was 16 or 18, there are none of them. There's zero sources in the Quran ever say that, ever. There are many that say she was 9. So based on the Quran, based on Hadiths, she was 9. So if we take, for example, Sahih al-Bukhari 5158, narrated,
it's Sahih, not Sahih.
The Prophet wrote, the marriage contracted with Aisha while she was 6 years old, and consummated his marriage with her while she was 9 years old, and remained with him for 9 years till death. See also Sahih Bukhari 3894, 3896,
All right, I'm back.
5133, and 5134.
Yeah, we're just listening.
Let
me pause this.
9 years old when Muhammad had sex with her.
Okay, so do you want me to continue this? Yeah.
So before, I feel like there's a few things I want to give my thoughts in regards to this type of debate streamers like T-Jump and Destiny and Vosh. I don't know. Have you debated Destiny, by the way?
No, I have not. I have not.
Okay. Well, you might come across them. If you're active in modern day debates. I think Destiny debated Daniel, right?
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, about
Yeah. He both.
on whether our brother Andrew Tate was guilty or not, something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he also had another debate with him. I'm not sure what the topic was. I think it was something like atheism versus Islam or something.
Oh, really?
Uh,
I wouldn't know about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, can you ban this account Alika or something? It's like a troll.
Nah, he or she is a troll that I keep around. I mean, I like to laugh at this troll because this troll is so.
It's a waste
I
of
mean, the
time.
troll
Honestly.
no, it's a waste of time trying to ban this troll. So just leave it be and let the troll enjoy itself. Yeah, because the troll is an entertainment for me. Okay, yeah. I mean, the troll keeps telling me that my channel is useless. My channel has no support. No one wants to watch my channel. And look at that, the troll is watching my channel right now. So, okay,
Yeah.
so this is evidence that the troll is stupid. So that is why I just let the troll be. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Usually, I just if I find like someone very annoying or like stupid, I just don't engage with them, or I just like
Neither do I.
ban
Neither
them.
do I. Yeah.
Because the thing is that I have no problem with like a valid criticism or valid arguments if someone comes with like
Exactly.
open kind of like honest intention.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with
Exactly.
that. But the thing is
Yeah,
that
if you watch my previous episodes, the Challenge Me series, you saw if you watch the last one, you will find that I had no problems with engaging non-Muslims who asked challenging questions about Islam. So yeah.
yeah, but if someone has like bad intention and I just wasting time, insulting and that kind of stuff, I don't waste time
Yeah.
with people like that. Anyway,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was I
no, I
saying?
didn't, yeah.
Was
Yeah,
that
go
so?
ahead.
Basically, debate
We were
streamers
talking about
like
Destiny. Yeah.
Destiny, Vosh. Actually, what's
Yeah.
interesting? I actually used to watch Vosh a lot.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, I used to like the way he used to debate. I think he was a very good debater, but he has a very foul mouth. So Vosh used to be a fan
Okay.
of Destiny, but then he kind of become like big. So basically,
Okay.
T-Jump is trying to be like the next Destiny or Vosh. He's trying to get that kind of like, because all he does is like debate the same way, the same tactic like that Destiny does and like Vosh does. That's basically what
Okay.
he does, like all day, like
All right.
every day.
All right.
He just does like these debates, and
Not
his debates are
surprised.
so lackluster. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
lackluster.
Yeah.
It's like he's not paying attention. He's like on his phone because he's
Exactly.
doing it 24/7, right?
Yeah, you
Obviously,
will
when you're
find
doing
that during
something,
my opening statement, you see something that very annoying coming from T-Jump, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like obviously, when you're doing something 24/7, it's gonna lose its value, right? And which
Yes,
is
of
why
course, of
oftentimes
course. Yeah.
his arguments are very lackluster. It's stupid. Like even in this debate, I mean, it
Yes.
was just bad. It came across
Yes,
as
of
bad, and
course.
I think a lot of kind of like David Wood fans were also like calling him out and saying that he just lost the debate
Exactly.
because he wasn't
Exactly.
paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we have brother Aladdin here. Okay.
Salam, bro.
Yes, he said, Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi Sheikh. Waalaikumsalam Sheikh. Great to have you here. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, yeah, do we want to continue this reaction again?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
playing this thing?
What was he
Okay.
saying, by the way, before he paused? I didn't
I know
hear.
he just I think
So
he
he
was
was like
talking
giving
about the
quotations.
hadiths. Yeah, he was talking about the hadiths. Some hadiths
Okay.
where
Let's continue. I
some
think
of the so,
some.
yeah, I think let's just continue and then we can hear his argument because he just repeats that same argument again and again. Anyway, in the opening statement, that is, yeah.
Sahih Muslims 33:11.
By the way, can you speed it up?
Speed it up.
Speed up
Okay.
the.
Yeah, I think I should. Yeah, I should do that. Yeah. Hang on. Let me see how
I don't
do I
wanna.
do this.
I don't wanna hear this idiot
1.5.
mumble for like an hour.
1.25 or 1.5.
1.5. I think it's good.
All
Yeah.
right, let's do that. Yeah. All right.
Apostle married her when she was 7 years old, and she was taken to his house as a bride when she was 9, and her dolls were with her when at that time. Sahih Muslims 33:09 and 33:10, which agree that Isha was 9 years old when Muhammad had sex.
What is this? What is he doing?
And
Like, what is he saying?
21:16 narrated Anisha, the messenger of Allah married me when I was narrated by
No, he's talking
He
about the
looks so
hadith.
bored.
or 16 or so, and
Can
he
you
was
pause?
14
Can you
when I was
pause?
9 years old. Also see
Let's roast him a
Abu
bit.
Dubai,
Can you pause?
Hobby 49.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, look at how he's
Yeah.
talking. He's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
He's like half asleep and talking. Even with a speed up, he's still talking slow. You see?
What is he
He's
saying?
still
I can't hear
slow.
him. Like, is he like
I don't
actually making
know.
a point?
No, he's
I mean,
just
like,
saying
he's
that
basically saying
some Muslims
something we
deny that the
already know.
hadith.
I mean, we know, we know that the
yeah.
Prophet married Aisha at the age of 9. We know that. Like, what's the
Yes.
argument?
Yes.
He's just mumbling. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
he had
because he's trying to, you see, he was trying to preempt me because he was thinking that maybe I will reject the hadiths which say that Aisha was
Actually,
married off
yeah.
at 6, right? And
I think
but,
he
but, yeah, but I think I caught him by surprise with my opening statement anyway. Yeah.
because he debated perfect though, right? So he probably was
Exactly.
gonna like, no, I reject sunnah, reject hadith, fabricated hadith is, this kind of nonsense.
Exactly.
And so he thought that maybe you're gonna do the same.
Yes, exactly. But he's totally mistaken on that because I have no problems with the hadith of Aisha marrying the Prophet at 6 and consummating the marriage at 9. I have totally no problems with it. I don't know why he thought that I would have problems with it. Okay, so
basically,
let's continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, what the point he was trying to make was that, brother MENJ is going to deny this, this hadith, but there's so many evidences. But it's a complete waste of time because we already accept this, right? So yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So let's continue, inshallah.
Okay, let me play this.
15, 49, 16, 49, 17, 49, 18, which all agree that Aisha was, you guessed it, 9 years old.
Yeah, that's faster.
In Sai 3380, it was narrated that Aisha said, the messenger of Allah married me when I was 6, consummated that marriage with me when I was 9,
already,
and I used to play with dolls. See also Sunnah Udesi 3257, 3258, 3259, 3260, and 3381, which all agree that Aisha was once again 9 years old when Muhammad had sex with her. Now, to continue going through the Sunnah Ibn Majah, the history of Atari and so on, which all agree that Aisha was 9 years old when Muhammad had sex with her, but instead of continuing on more sources that Aisha was 9 years old, why don't we just find the sources that say she was 16 or 18? Because there aren't any.
No one is making this argument. By the way, this is a logical fallacy, actually.
So to quote from Ibn Kathir,
can you pause?
No. Like I say, he was trying to preempt me. You have to keep in mind that there are Muslims who say that the Aisha was married off to the Prophet when she might have been 16 or 18. You have to keep in mind that there are Muslims who argue this way. Okay, so I wouldn't say that they are wrong. Yeah, but I don't agree with them. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, what he's doing is actually a logical fallacy as well. So basically, what he's trying to do is like he's making an argument before you have the chance to say anything, right? It can be fallacious because, like, if I say that Tom says X, and then conclude that therefore Tom is wrong, obviously Tom didn't say X, or at least not yet, right? It doesn't follow. It's a fallacy.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Because you didn't. That's not your position.
Anyway, exactly. I mean, at least he didn't know that was my, it wasn't my position. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to play it again, right? Okay.
Sure.
Most scholars of all time. In his 4-volume biography, Muhammad ibn Kathir quotes Irwa ibn al-Zubair, Aisha's nephew, who says that Aisha was 9 years old when Muhammad consummated his marriage, and with her, after quoting her on the age of Aisha's, Ibn Kathir says, this statement has contracted marriage with Aisha when she was 6, thereafter consummated it with her when she was 9, is not disputed by anyone, and is well established in the Sahih collections of tradition and elsewhere. When scholars disagreed on the issue, Ibn Kathir would draw attention to the disagreement, but when it comes to Muhammad having sex with Aisha when she was 9 years old, Imam Kathir says that it is not disputed by anyone. Ibn Kathir would roll over his grave if he heard modern Muslim scholars and apologists saying that Aisha was actually 16 or 18 to make Muslims feel better about their prophet. I think our Muslim friends should take the advice of Shaki Yusur Qadi, who
Sorry? You were saying?
Yeah, I mean, like, no one is making this argument. He's just wasting his time.
Yeah, he's just making arguments which I don't support anyway. So okay. Anyway, I'm gonna just continue this.
Muslims who lie about the age of Aisha and said Muslims don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this, that he didn't marry Aisha as young as that. And look, don't lie for the sake of our religion, for Allah as the truth, and we're not going to cover up the truth if people find out embarrassing things about it. So I will conclude there and let my opponent go.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom, for that opening statement. We'll go ahead and kick it over to the Muslim apologist at your first word.
Okay. So you do have any comments about what Tom has said before I continue?
No, I mean, like, he didn't make any argument. Statement? He didn't make any argument. He's just saying something we already know. I mean, what's the argument? Okay, we know that the Prophet married Aisha at the age of 9. What's your argument? So why? So what? Like, why is it bad? right? You're supposed to show that this is
Yeah, why is it
supposed to be
bad, right?
bad,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Why is that bad? Like that's
Yes,
a claim.
exactly.
Where's the evidence for that
Yes,
claim that this was bad or considered bad, right? Or we should consider it bad.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to continue playing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll start your timer, sir.
All right, thank you. So I'll begin with saying Assalamu ala man ittaba al-huda. So I begin this statement with all absolute praise to the one true God of Abraham and his last messenger.
Yeah. Okay. Now focus on Tijam's attitude right now.
Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin
What's he
wa
eating?
ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li
Eating
amri.
some burger or sandwich. I'm not really sure.
Is he like eating
So the
his
topic
own
today
stomach?
was Muhammad's marriage to Aisha Mawla. So this issue,
Yeah, I mean the guy is so rude. I mean, he doesn't respect his opponent. You know?
apostates,
I mean, I didn't notice this because I was reading from the text, so I didn't see his face.
which is of course hardly surprising because Islam
This
is
is one of
currently
the reasons why I
fastest
don't want to
growing
like debate people
and
like
according
this.
to Pew Research, by 2050, Islam
Yeah. So okay, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like this is why I
Sorry,
don't
you were
want to
saying?
debate like this kind of like
Yeah.
debate streamers, because like they do so many
Yeah.
debates. They don't like really.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He wasn't my. Honestly, he wasn't my choice because I just emailed James from MDD asking whether I could join in any debate, and then he said, "Oh, we have Tijam. Can we have this debate regarding the topic of Aisha?" And then I was asking, could I get someone else instead? Then he said, I would like you to debate Tijam first before I pair you up with someone else. So I just said, all right, fine, let's go with the show then, program then. Okay, because there's also the revenge factor because in my first debate with him I didn't do very well, so I wanted to get back at him. I wanted my revenge.
I think you did fine. I mean, like he uses a lot of like cheap tactics, like insults and like mockery.
Yes.
In a professional academic debate, this wouldn't happen. Like a professional debater would not behave like this.
Exactly.
Like even with like Destiny's debate with like Daniel, Destiny was very well behaved for the most part.
Yeah, Destiny is okay. Yeah, Destiny was actually okay. I mean, even though you may or may not disagree with his position, but he behaves very well.
With like Vosh does use a lot of like foul language, but overall he doesn't insult like his opponent. Or he does actually, but usually when he does insult, it's like people like white supremacists and that kind of stuff. Like so, usually when he's like debating Muslims, I have not seen him.
I hope it's not like how Godless Girl does it.
No, I don't think it's like that.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah, because Godless Girl is another rude person. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so do you want me to continue? Okay, let's continue this, all right? Yeah, so
Islam will surpass Christianity as the largest religion globally. On the character and the morals of the Prophet himself, the well-known Orientalist W. Montgomery Watt said,
"What are you eating,
in his
Tom?"
day and generation, Muhammad was a social reformer, indeed a reformer even in the sphere of morals. He created a new system of social security and a new family structure, both of which
I hope
were
it's
a
not
vast
pork.
improvement on what went before. In this way, he adapted for settled communities all that was best in the morality of the nomad and established a religious and social framework for the life of the saints of the human race today. That is not the work of a traitor or a leecher. The historian Thomas Carlyle said, our current hypothesis about Muhammad, that he was a scheming impostor, a falsehood incarnate, that his religion is a mere mass of quackery and fatuity, begins really to be now untenable to anyone. The lies,
My
which
God,
well-meaning
the guy was
zeal
just
heaped around
digging
man,
into his
are
meal.
disgraceful to ourselves only.
Wow. Oh
So
my
the
God.
He's
evidence
not
for
listening
Aisha
to
being
anything
betrothed
you're
at 6 years
saying.
old and her marriage consummated
Let's be real.
at 9
He's
years
not
old
listening
can
to
be
anything
found
I
in
said.
hadith
Yeah,
collection.
he's totally not
And I
paying
do not feel
attention
that
at
there
all.
is any need to cite these hadiths or object to the historicity.
Like I said, this
Going
guy's
back
a
to the
waste of
issue at
time.
hand,
Like he's not
we
even
must first
listening.
of all understand that this marriage took place
Yeah,
roughly
I
1,000.
mean, look at this. I mean, this idiot, this armchair critic, and literally an armchair critic. You see, so he's just eating and stuffing his face, and then he's not listening to anything I said. He doesn't even take note of anything I said. So what the hell? What the hell was I doing there? Because anyways, let's continue. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
1,400 years ago. As such, this marriage must be evaluated based on the standards of that time period, while keeping in mind that we should not commit the logical fallacy of presentism. So the definition of presentism is thinking about history from an exclusively presentist point of view, which fails to take into account that at the time in which historical events occur, those involved did not enjoy the benefit of hindsight that has informed our present perspective.
I agree with
Presentism invites us to dismiss the poor decisions made by previous generations as having been based on their failure to anticipate the long-term consequences of their deeds. Yet, to fully understand a historical event, we must view it not only with the benefit of hindsight, but also in the more limited context of its own times. So this can be easily determined by asking a series of questions, which I will propose as follows. First question, was Aisha's marriage objected to by the Prophet's contemporaries or even by her own parents? Her answer is no, it was not. Nobody objected to this marriage. None of the contemporary enemies of the Prophet ﷺ ever used this issue as a slight against the Prophet, simply because it was a non-issue. This problem only came about in the 20th century, and the first person to raise this issue was as an objection to the character of the Prophet ﷺ was Sir William Ware, a British Orientalist with Christian evangelical tendencies. Now the second question, did Aisha demonstrate any signs of abuse while she was in the household of the Prophet till the day he passed away? Again, the answer is no. According to the hadith and seerah, or biographical material that we have, Aisha was a happy and outgoing woman. In fact, the record suggests that she spoke her mind and was unafraid to voice out her dissatisfaction, even to the Prophet ﷺ himself, if she were unhappy about a certain issue which affects her. In the years after the passing of the Prophet, she became renowned as a teacher of Islam, and decades later, she even led an army against the Caliph Ali. This certainly does not sound like an abused, manipulated person who was forcibly married off against her will when she was younger.
Yeah, this is a very important point. Yeah, you want to say something before I analyze that?
Yeah. So I think it's not entirely accurate to say that Aisha radhiyallahu was kind of like fighting Ali radhiyallahu. I think it's more like
actually we have hadith. We actually have hadith where Aisha spoke her mind. So I don't know. Maybe our Sheikh Aladdin can clarify that. I think he might have something to say.
I don't think it was like a battle. I think
no. I don't mean it in a battle. I was thinking in the terms of speaking her mind. Okay, and yeah, she protested a lot of things. I mean, of course, not as in a battle. I mean, in the end, she of course the Prophet, whenever he said something, when he responded, then she would acquiesce to it. But I know if there's something that she didn't like, she will voice her opposition to it. And then
so basically,
she did have.
She did have like disagreements with Ali, but it was resolved. It was resolved very quickly, and it was resolved very peacefully. So it wasn't necessarily like she was like fighting.
You see, my point was basically my point was, if Aisha was an abused, manipulated, and totally mistreated, because of her marriage to the Prophet when she was young. Therefore, if that's the case, then why was it that she could speak her mind? She became an outgoing. She was a happy and outgoing woman, because you don't see this in abused marriages. You don't see this in pedophilia, child sexual cases, right? So you will find that the girls were actually manipulated.
Another thing is that you actually ended the whole debate just with these 3 questions. I think it's 3 questions, right?
I actually asked 5 or 6 questions. Yeah.
It wasn't necessary. Those 3 questions are enough.
I needed to do.
Couldn't even deal with these 3 questions.
He didn't even reply to those questions. You see, all he said was, the Prophet married when Aisha when she was young. Pedophile is defined as someone who married young. Therefore, the Prophet was a pedophile. The end. That's it. That is his argument. That is his whole argument. Okay, which is stupid because it doesn't prove anything. Right? He's just repeating a claim over and over and over.
Yeah, because the debate was about Muhammad Sallallahu marriage with Aisha moral, right? So far, he has given no reason for us to think that it was immoral. Right? It's a claim. It's a moral claim. If you're going to make a moral claim, prove it, right? Because no one objected to it at the time, right? Muslims now don't object to it because it happened in the past and contexts were different.
Yes, 1,400 years ago.
And at the same time, because the thing is that morality depends upon the context that you live in. But again, I will explain this later on as we continue.
Sure. Yeah, let's continue the stream, right? Then we can analyze it further.
Right? Sure.
Now the third question. Was it a common practice at the time to marry at such a young age? The answer is yes. It was a common practice of the era. This is determined by when women has attained puberty. And how do we know that a woman has reached puberty? By experiencing her first menstruation. Under Islamic law, a woman can only be legally married after she has attained puberty. Now, Neil Postman, a former professor at the New York University, wrote the book, The Disappearance of Childhood. In it, he argues that childhood was one of the great inventions of the Renaissance, just like any other social structure. Its development was closely correlated with the written tradition and development of primary schools as opposed to the oral tradition in the Middle Ages. So he states, in an oral world, there is not much of a concept of an adult, and therefore even less of a child. And that is why in all the sources, one finds that in the Middle Ages, childhood ended at age 7. Why 7? Because that is the age at which children have command over speech. They can say and understand what adults can say and understand. They are able to know all secrets of the tongue.
There's a comment. Can I respond to it?
And this helps us to explain why the Catholic Church designated age 7.
Pause it. There's like a comment. Either, bro? Are you there?
Yeah, I muted myself. Sorry. Okay. What's the timestamp that you want me to play? Yeah.
No. There's like a comment. I want to respond to it. Skyworks
Yeah. What's the
600. I think.
yeah what's the time yeah what's the timestamp? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm seeing the comment.
Yeah. No, it says the time, right? 10 p.m. or 10:06 or 10:07.
Yeah, 8 I think p.m.
10:08 p.m.
8
10, oh,
p.m.
this one. This one.
Yeah. So basically, this person is saying it would not be considered moral today. You misspelled today, and a moral example for all time. So basically, you're saying that it's not moral today. It is moral today. We don't have an issue with it. Like Muslims don't
Yeah.
have an issue
Exactly.
with it. So how is it
Exactly.
immoral? And that's the point, right? I mean, like we're saying,
Yeah.
where is the evidence this is immoral, either today or
Yeah.
like in the past? Because the thing is
Yes.
that
That's right.
again, and then you're saying that it's moral example for all time. Again, where is the evidence that this is immoral in the first place, right? That's the question that is being
Yeah.
asked.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
the argument is
Well,
not that people in the past did it, so it's okay. Where's the evidence this is wrong in the first place, right? If you're an atheist, where are you getting that like criteria from?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's the point.
Exactly.
And if you are
It's quite
saying that,
strange.
yeah.
I kind of find it funny that atheists have problems with pedophiles because I think in their theology or the non-theology or whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't think that they would have a problem with pedophilia
There's
because
nothing. I mean, like,
why,
under atheism, you can't say anything.
why under
I mean,
atheism I think it's fine to have sexual intercourse with a child. Why would it be a moral
I mean,
problem for
even
an
atheism
atheist?
says
Like,
that you
for an
can
atheist,
eat like
keep that in mind.
you can
For an
have sex
atheist,
with
right?
like corpse. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was on record. This exact same guy, Tijam, was on record saying that as long as you have consent, I'm not sure how you're going to get consent, but he did say this: as long as you have consent, you can actually have sex with a corpse, and you can have sex with your own sister. This is what he said.
Yeah.
This is exactly what he said. So why is pedophilia any different from incest and necrophilia? What makes
By the way,
in
this
the
is not
atheist mind
pedophilia. By
in
the
the
way,
yeah
just to clarify,
yeah
this is not pedophilia. She
yeah,
reached puberty
no, I'm talking
and
about
she was
pedophilia
mature.
in the sense. No, I'm talking about pedophilia in the sense of young marriages of child abuse, sexual marriage. Not about the marriage of the prophet. Okay, I'm talking about pedophilia as a crime. Okay, so in the mind of an atheist, why is it that they are okay with necrophilia and incest, but they have problems with pedophilia? What justification can they give that pedophilia is worse than incest and necrophilia? Okay, yeah. I mean, do you understand my point?
Yeah. So yeah, again, like this person is in the comments saying you guys have problem understanding morality. No, we have fine understanding of morality. You don't have a morality, right? I mean, are you a moral
Exactly.
realist or a moral subjectivist? Like, what is it? Like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
brought no points in regards to what type of morality you're upholding.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like the brother Palestinian star said here, an atheist whose morality is subjective wants to lecture us about morality. Exactly. Because if this guy could say that necrophilia is acceptable and that incest is acceptable, then what's the problem with accepting pedophilia? Using his own argument. I'm not saying that it's acceptable. I'm
Well,
saying why is it that you
let's
find it
assume that
problematic, right? Yeah.
there is some kind of that this P work going on, and assume that
Yes.
no harm is done. Like no harm is done to the
Exactly.
girl.
Yeah.
Why is that
Yes.
wrong?
Exactly. Yeah, let's assume that the girl gave consent, the little girl gave consent. Okay, so what's wrong with the p word? Okay, doing the p word. Why would it be
By the way,
wrong morally? Okay, from the atheist
yeah.
mind, I want to know
Yeah.
the reason from the atheist mind. Okay, yeah,
By the way, from an historical point of view, obviously this makes sense because they didn't live long and child mortality rate was high. So from that point of view, of course, it makes sense. And even now today, if you have a situation where like I don't know, like there's like a massive conflict between for example, I saw like this documentary on Asian Boss, I think, where they were talking about in Philippines, but they had I think they have sometimes they have blood feuds between families, and sometimes that is resolved by marrying their younger ones with the other family. So of course, in situations like this, it can be perfectly valid.
Yes,
So
that's right.
again, like you guys need to give us some kind of substantial point to say that this is wrong in the first place, because we don't see it.
Exactly. And keep in mind that this is not pedophilia, because the Prophet consummated the marriage when Aisha was 9 years old, when she reached puberty, which means that Aisha gave her consent. Okay, so if Aisha gave her consent, what is the problem with this marriage? Because these atheists or even Christians or whoever, secularists in general, they always harp on the idea of consent.
Just to clarify a few things. We do have an age of marriage. Usually it's considered at the age of 15 by scholars, or even at the age of 17. But if you have a reason to marry early, you can reach, you can marry when you reach puberty, right? And usually in many places, puberty is considered at the age of 15. I think in Saudi Arabia, the age of marriage is 15. And this is one of the reasons why. So yeah, we do have an age of marriage. So that's not the issue here. The issue here is that you guys need to substantiate the claim that this is immoral, right? This type of marriage is immoral. Or why is it that only after 18 a person should be considered an adult and that can consent? Because do that? Have they not heard of people like Alexander the Great, like winning battles at the age of 15? So he wasn't an adult. How did he do that? There's definitions of what's an adult and what's a child. It's very problematic.
If I'm not mistaken, the companion of the Prophet Usama ibn Zaid, during the Battle of Muta'ah, he was leading a campaign. Okay, he was leading a battalion of Muslim soldiers, and he was only 18 years old. He was only 18 years old, and he was already a general leading a small battalion against the army, the Roman army, by the way, at the Battle of Muta'ah. Imagine that. Imagine that.
By the way, let's continue. Let's continue.
All right. Yeah. That's right. Okay, I'm just going to continue, and then we can comment further. All right.
As the age at which one was assumed to know the difference between right and wrong, the age of reason. It also helps us to explain why, until the 17th century, the words used to denote young males could refer to men of 30, 40, or 50. For there were no such word in French, in German, or in English for a young male between the ages of 7 and 16. The word child expressed kinship, not an age. But most of all, the oralism of the Middle Ages helps us to explain why there were no primary schools. For where biology determines communication competence, there is no need for such schools. And if you look at the United States in 1930, thousands of boys and girls married before the age of 40. It was reported that 1,311 girls in East South Central area of the United States married below the age of 40. So now this brings us to our fourth question. Are there examples of young marriages throughout history? What was the age of consent? So let us look at history and how marriage was practiced in earlier times before the 20th century. We have a long list of ancient kings and queens and individuals from Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East being married off at an age as young as 7 years old. So here are a few examples. According to the Bible, Rebecca was married off to Isaac, the father of the Jews, when she was 3 years old. Mary, the mother of Jesus in the New Testament, was 12 years old when she got married to Joseph, who was 90 years old. Akhenaten, she was around 16 years old, was married to her half-brother Tutankhamun, aged around 10 years old, in about 1332 BCE. Judith of Flanders, she was around 12 years old.
I think brother Aladdin wanted to ask you. This is not my statement, by the way, brother Aladdin. This is Islamic Calling's statement, right? And he wanted to ask you about this. Please give me any Islamic sources. We say the age of marriage in Islam is 15
I have
years
a whole
old.
video on my channel. If you go to my refutation playlist of David Wood, there's a video called Was Aisha Radhanu a child or something along that line. And in the video, I give all the citations. If you read the verse regarding, there's a verse which says in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when they reach, he talks about the orphan girls when they reach age of marriage, and all the commentators from Tabari to Qurtubi, all of them have cited a bunch of early Salaf, and they have, most of them have said that puberty is usually at basically Ibn Kathir, I think it was Imam Qurtubi, he quotes a bunch of different scholars, all saying from Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal to like all these different scholars, and said that there are differences of opinion, but usually I think the Hanbali position was that age of 15 is considered the age of puberty, and Shafi, I could be wrong, but and the Hanafi position is that it's usually considered at the age of 17. But again, this is a matter of dispute. But there is an age, right? But the scholars have determined.
I might disagree with you on. On that, I might disagree with you on that, because I don't think that Islam has given a particular age of marriage, because
there are hadiths where the Prophet didn't allow.
Generally for what I,
age of 50.
Yeah, I mean, generally, from what I know, it would be the age of puberty. Okay, is it basically when someone reaches puberty, regardless how old the
No, but then
person
why
is,
didn't the
it's
Prophet
going to be
allow
an adult.
Omar bin
Yeah.
Khattab to join the battle before he reached 15? Right?
No, I wouldn't know about this.
There are
So,
evidences on
yeah.
this side, right? You know.
Okay.
So
Okay. Anyway, I think
this
that's just. Yeah, I think let's just move on from this. Maybe you can clarify that because that's not the same position that we have. But I mean, it's okay. Regardless, we do agree that Islam has an age of puberty. Okay, regardless whether it's 50, whether it's set at 15 or otherwise. Your position is that it's set at 15. For me, the number is not fixed because there's no specific age for you to reach puberty. But hey,
let me give
in the end, it's still about puberty, about reaching puberty. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. Okay, let's deal with this tea jump thing. Okay, well, look at that face of his. He actually was holding his forehead. I didn't notice that. Okay, I'm going to definitely use this as my thumbnail. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to continue playing this. Right? Are you okay if I start playing this again?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Who was 61 years old. Ed Defoe of Wessex, who was 16 years old, married to Charles the Simple, King of West Francia, in 919. Isabella of Jerusalem, aged 10 years old, married Humphrey IV of Toron, who was aged around 17 years old in 1183. And they had betrothed when Isabella was 8 years old. Okay. Isabella of Valois, she was 6 years old. She married King Richard II of England, who was 29 years old. Eleanor of England, daughter of Eleanor of Aquitaine and Henry II of England. She married 15-year-old Alfonso VIII of Castile in 1170 when she was 9 years old. A more contemporary example, Miranali Devi, who was aged around 9 to 11 years old. She married Rabindranath Tagore, who was 22 years old in 1883. So there's a whole list of this in Wikipedia. And I think the point has been made that young marriages were not considered to be problematic until very recently in the 20th century. Now the fifth and final question. All right. Could the Prophet's marriage to Aisha in any way, shape, or form be considered as pedophilia? Okay. So please read the definition of what is a pedophile. And historical records does not at all suggest that the Prophet
let me pause this. All right. Okay. So
I have the citation. So someone asked.
By the way, I've shared the live stream link in the chat. So maybe if Brother Aladdin wants to join us, I will add him to the stream. Right?
Yeah. So basically, it's the commentary of verse 4, 6, where basically Al-Nisa 4:6.
Maybe you can share the screen. That would be helpful.
Yeah, hold on. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Please share the screen. I will edit. Yeah.
Hold on. Where is it? There we go.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for you to share your screen.
Yeah. Can you see it?
All right. Okay. Let me.
Yeah. Test the competence of the orphans until they reach.
Can you zoom your page because I can't see.
Marriageable age.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Marriageable age. Now the scholars have defined what that age that could be. Now there is a disagreements. Well, some saying it's 15, some saying it's just age of puberty, but some scholars have come to the conclusion this does conclude to some kind of an age. For example, if you read where is this even the tafsir, especially in the Arabic, I think Tabari mentions it. I think Imam Qurtubi mentions it. So basically, if you can read Arabic, I think you'll see it. So they could basically quote a lot of different scholars from early generation, and they do so. So basically, in my video, if you go to my video on,
maybe you want to share your link to your video, then I can share it in the comments.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, this one did.
So put it in a private chat, right? So that I can put it in the comments.
So yeah, it's on the private chat. The link to my video. If you watch the video, I basically did a translation of this, of the different commentaries. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share that, and I'll put it in the comment section. And then I will share it on screen. All right. So
player faint, you're incorrect. You're wrong. There is an age of marriage, but it's not fixed. Right? The scholars differ on that. Usually, it's considered at the age of puberty. Basically, that's something that all scholars agree with.
Yeah, age of puberty. Yeah.
But it is
for
wrong
me,
to say that there is no age. There is an age actually, and again, even Kathina Imam could be a cite a lot of citations from early scholars. These are not my opinion,
Yeah.
so you can look them up. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I mean, yeah. So okay. So
So yeah, let's
thank
continue,
you, bro,
Sean.
for. Let's just continue this so that we can. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, brother Aladdin's here. Should I add him to the stream? Yeah, I'll add him to the stream.
Yeah,
right?
sure, of course.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Assalamualaikum, bro.
Yes, Aki.
First of all, there is a child who is shouting and crying, and I can hear him more than I can hear both of you. I don't know what's the child. Subhanallah, he's shouting so loud. Subhanallah.
Could be me.
Okay, mashallah. First of all, to the brother Islamic calling, Jazakallah khair, barakallah fiqh. I'm aware of the verse that he quote, and I know what's the verse talking about. I know what the Mufassirin said. In fact, I'll read you the verse. Allah, the verse, وَابْتَلُوا الْيَتَامَى حَتَّى إِذَا بَلَغُوا النِّكَاحَ فَإِنْ آنَسْتُم مِّنْهُنَّ رُشْدًا فَادْفَعُوا عَلَيْهِمْ أَمْوَالَهُمْ وَلَا تَأْكُلُوهَا إِسْرَافًا. So the verse from the beginning doesn't talk about marriage whatsoever. The verse is talking about...
I'm not saying the verse is saying that's a straw man. I'm not saying the verse is saying that.
Okay.
I said the commentators have said that.
Yeah, will you allow me to finish, please? Barakallah fiqh. Jazakallah khair, brother. If it's
Sure.
Yeah. Let the Sheikh finish, okay? Yeah.
Akhi, barakallah fiqh. The verse from the beginning, the content is talking about the rights of those orphanage once it comes to money. So the verse is saying when they reach the age of maturity and you realize that they can manage their money and their money and their wealth, you give them their money so they will manage them by themselves. Okay? So it doesn't say that if you want to marry them when they reach the age of marriage. Actually, the verse doesn't talk about marriage whatsoever. It talks about financing. That's number one. Number two, in the Arabic language, we have what we call nikah and zawaj. So you should know what is the difference between nikah and zawaj. Do you know the difference between nikah and zawaj, akhi, brother, if you don't mind me asking you? Do you know the difference between nikah and zawaj? No, I'm not sheikh, please. I'm a student of knowledge and I'm learning from both of you.
Aki, you're too modest, Aki.
No.
Come on.
No. Okay, Islamic.
You're too modest.
No.
You're too modest, Aki.
So let me tell you something, Akhi. In the Arabic language, you have what we call nikah and zawaj. When you come to the literal meaning, al-ma'na al-lughawi, nikah is zawaj, marriage. That's literally. But when you come to the lawful, which is the shar'i, the istilahi, there is a difference. Nikah is the marriage contract that they do on papers. Complete the marriage contract. We have to witness. She has wali, she has. We write it down on a piece of papers as legal before Allah. It is nikah. Now, zawaj is when you start having an intercourse with her. You have a relation with her. So once it comes to nikah at any age has no problem. For example, I have a son, and my brother has a daughter, and we would like them to marry one. We would like them to marry one another.
I don't disagree with that, by the way.
So, by the way, that's what I'm telling you, akhi. So no, that's what I'm
I don't disagree with that.
Good, alhamdulillah. So I'm trying to to share something. You see, I have a son, and my brother has a daughter, and they are 2 years old. They are 1 year old, and we would like them to marry one another. We would like to reserve them to one another. So what we do, me and my brother, we do what we call aqd nikah, which is the legal marriage contract before Allah. But they cannot have a relation together, intercourse, until she reaches the age of property. And when she reaches the age of property, that's the time my brother will ask his daughter if she would like to remain as a wife for my son or not. If she say yes, so they can marry. That's the time we will implement the condition of marriage. If her body can take it, mentally she's okay, physically she's okay, so they can have the intercourse. But having the nikah, which is the marriage contract, doesn't have age, but has an intercourse. To implement this nikah, she should be at the age of property, 15, 16, 18, 20, depends on her age. And even though she reaches the age of property and her body cannot stand physical contact, still they will not have it. So this is what the ulama says, and Allah knows the best. Barakallah.
Yeah, Sheikh.
Thank
I
you,
mean, like,
thank you,
I
thank you,
could be
Sheikh.
wrong, but when I read Imam Qurtubi's tafsir, it seemed like he was talking about age of marriage. I think Ibn Kathir also kind of mentioned that. I think even Baba Abbas said something like age of puberty is age of marriage. But again, I could be wrong. I'm not that much well versed on this matter, but I do remember Imam Qurtubi, and I think I cited it on my video, saying that there is a difference of opinion in regards to the Hanbali position. Usually, I think it's age of 15 or something along the line, and they even give evidences. I think he quotes a lot of different scholars. But again, I could be wrong. But if anyone wants citation, it's under my video. You guys can check it out.
Inshallah, I'll check your
Yeah.
channel. Actually, that's
Yeah.
the first time
Yeah.
I see you. Inshallah, and
Yeah,
and
please, Sheikh, please do check Brother Islamic Calling's channel. He has a lot of good information, mashallah. Yeah.
No, mashallah, I never met him. It's an honor to meet you. Inshallah,
Yeah.
barakallah fiik.
He's not very well known, but Aki, he is a very good apologist.
Mashallah,
He has been around for so long. Yeah, he's been around for a very long time.
I've seen him with you actually a couple of times before, and I was listening to both of you.
He's been doing this far earlier than me on YouTube. Okay, so yeah.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah.
No,
So both of you are doing it further than me. Both of you are doing it further than me. Okay.
Mashallah. No, Aki, no, Sheikh. I think you have a great advantage over us, Aki, and that that is because you know Arabic, Aki. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
هذا فضل من الله. Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Islamic calling. If you don't mind me asking you, you are, I think, if you don't mind asking, you are originally Indian, Pakistani, or what? Mashallah.
Neither.
No, brother. Islamic calling. That's why I said
Bangladeshi.
India, Bangladesh. Mashallah, Tabarak. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Mashallah.
Right. Mashallah.
Okay.
By the way,
By
the way, Sheikh, I think I don't know if Ibn Kathir mentioned this or not. I think Imam Qurtubi does mention some of the hadiths in regards to this. So again, like you probably know about this more than me. So if anyone wants citation for this, I think this is what I saw. Like usually when it comes to age of marriage, there's a difference of opinion. But of course, like when it comes to nikah, it can obviously happen at the age of puberty, and I think I don't have an issue with that.
Brother,
Yes,
actually,
that's right.
Tafsir Imam Qurtubi is right in front of me. Alhamdulillah, I have my own library. I'll look at it, inshallah. I will read it once again. I have it with me, alhamdulillah, everything. But I would like to make a comment. Akhi, I would like to talk about your debate with that atheist. Actually, you know that I was there during the debate. At the beginning of the debate.
You mean the one with Tijam?
Yeah.
The one with Tijam.
Yeah, Tijam. Okay. Yeah, I told you in the past I was watching actually live. I was live during the debate.
Yeah, you did.
Then after around 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I left because he was so disrespectful. He was so.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot help it because that's how they behave, right? I mean, that's how it is. So we have to, just
he was talking about morality. He was talking about morality. And he was immoral with you during the debate, so he contradicted.
Exactly. I know. Aki, but I didn't know. You see, the thing is, I didn't notice because I think Owo had plans for me because I didn't notice it, and I was reading from a script, so my window was my tab was on a different window, so I couldn't see his face. I didn't see his face eating while he was eating. I only noticed that he was eating that sandwich after the debate was over. You see,
he was eating. He was wearing sandal. I think he was lying down on the chair. It's like watching movie. So that was so disrespectful to you.
It is, but
everybody.
It is. So, but that is how they behave, Aki. That's how they behave, Sheikh. So that is their morality. That is their form of morality. Okay. As long as we don't behave like them, then I think we are better than them, inshallah.
Inshallah. So I'll step up, inshallah, so you can get on with the
brother.
Islamic. What's his channel? I want to know his channel. So I will.
Just type Islamic calling, Aki. Let's go to Sheikh. Just go to Islamic. Just type Islamic calling in YouTube, Sheikh, and then you will find his channel.
Inshallah. So you get yourself a new subscriber. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. I'll step out.
I just got for you a new subscriber, Islamic calling. Okay.
Alhamdulillah. I will learn. Inshallah. You got me a new teacher. I've got a new teacher. Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
You're my teacher.
No, Aki, you are.
No.
By the way, I'm still learning Arabic. I'm not like proficient in Arabic. Like I'm still learning, inshallah. So anyone who can speak Arabic and knows the hadith is always my teacher. I was considered the best.
We are all students. Remember, first thing be revealed to Prophet Muhammad First thing Allah revealed, اقرأ اقرأ اقرأ. Then after that,
Yes.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق الذي علم بالقلم. Connect, اقرأ, read, recite with the pen.
Yes,
So
yes.
that means learning. So Allah from the
Yes.
beginning ordered our beloved Prophet Muhammad to educate himself, to learn about his Lord and to teach others.
Yes.
So we are following the step, Prophet Muhammad. We are all still students of knowledge, alhamdulillah, all of us.
Yes.
No difference between us.
Alhamdulillah.
Barakallah fikum.
Yes,
I'll step out,
mashallah.
inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, Sheikh. Always welcome to have you here, inshallah.
You should
All right.
stay.
Okay,
You should, Aki, you should stay. And like, I don't think it will be too long stream.
No, I'm
No,
listening. Don't worry. I've been listening from the beginning. So whenever
All right,
I
okay.
think that I need to
If you need to come on, just let us. Just come in on.
Inshallah.
Come on. All right. All right. Okay.
Inshallah. Jazakum Allah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Wa alaikum salam. Yeah. All right. So that's Sheikh Aladdin. Okay. So yeah. This brother Palestinian stars. Is brother Aladdin Palestinian? Yep. Yes, he is. Yeah. So that answers your question, I hope. Yeah. Okay. So let me share the screen again so that we can continue with this this commentary. Okay. Okay. So do you want me to play this? Continue with this?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. All right. It's here, and then let's continue. Right.
Okay. Because he only had one marriage with a virgin.
By the way, maybe we can skip your part. I think you asked the 5 questions, right?
Yeah, this was the 4th question, I think. Then there's a 5th question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
In conclusion, therefore surmise that the marriage of Aisha to the Prophet was part of a practice totally congruent with his time period. And based on what I've already said, there is nothing to suggest that this marriage was immoral. And with that, I end my opening statement. Without lies, Islam thrives. Thank you very much.
Okay, there it's ended. Yeah. So do you want to continue with this, or do you want to just stop here?
Let's hear Tom's at least his response, and then we can end it here. Inshallah.
Okay. I think it goes into the crossfire. There wasn't any cross response rebuttal section or anything. It just goes right into the crossfire section. Yeah.
Oh really? Isn't there supposed to be one?
Yeah. No, there was no rebuttal section.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Let's play.
All right, thank you so much for your opening statement, sir. And with that, we'll go ahead and
Hold on, the phone is beeping at me 1 second.
No problem. We're going to kick it into the open discussion in just a second.
Yeah, so
before we do that,
open
so we are a neutral platform, hosting debates on science, religion,
So
and politics.
do you want to listen to the open discussion?
Let's watch 2 or 3 minutes, and then we can end it.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
What walk of life you're from.
Yeah.
And if you have a question or a comment for one of tonight's debaters, fire into the old live chat and tag me at Modern Day Debate. Super chats will go to the top of the list.
Late,
All
by
we ask
the
is
way.
to keep it civil and attack the argument and not the person. Insults will not be read. Want to let you guys know that we're going to after show on my channel that you guys can check out. The link will be in the description shortly.
Also,
And
by the way,
with
I
that,
want to apologize about going into a little bit of debate mode with my brother Aladdin. So, by the way, apologies for that.
No, it's okay.
Basically, it's something I read from Imam Qurtubi.
It's a discussion. It's not a debate. Okay,
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine to have discussions. Disagreements are normal as long as you do it in a civil manner and you don't eat a sandwich while having a discussion. Okay, for me, as long as you can respect each other,
I haven't eaten.
Okay.
I've some pizza, but I
You
didn't
can
eat
eat your
it.
pizza. Oh, by the way, I give you permission to eat your pizza because I know that you have been going out for a while and you just came back. All right, so
That's
okay,
fine.
so yeah, right, okay, all right. So anyway, I'm gonna just. Do you really want to listen to this open discussion thing?
Let's continue a little bit.
right,
Let's hear
okay,
his
I'll play it.
point.
There's the debate coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Red Pill on trial. We're going to have Carissa and Jackson versus PWF and Sarah. It's going to be at 8 p.m. They're going to be debating is dating harder for men. So go ahead and like and subscribe and check that out if you would, if you find that interesting. And with that, we'll go ahead and open up the open discussion. Gentlemen, your first word, the floor will be all yours.
So I want to start the last question, which was the definition of pedophilia. Definition is where the preference for sexual activity with a prepubescent child or children. Prepubescent is defined as ages 9 to 12. Aisha was 9. That makes him a pedophile.
That's not prepubescent. From the MSD manual for the consumer. So exactly. It's defined as having intense sexually arousing fantasies.
Let me pause this. Yeah. Okay. What you wanted to say something?
Yeah, he doesn't know the definition of what
pedophilia is. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't know what prepubescent means.
Yeah,
this dude doesn't. He came here to debate. He doesn't know what prepubescent means. So
the guy is ignorant. Yeah.
Puberty in medical definitions is divided into 5 different stages, and someone is prepubescent if they're either very early in the early stage or before that, right? So basically, they haven't hit puberty. right? That's like a child,
Yes.
like an actual child. But once you reach puberty and going through that, obviously you're not like, you're not like a child. You're not, neither are you prepubescent. You have already reached puberty, and we know our children have reached puberty. So it's a very stupid point to say that she was like a child. I mean, sure, if by children you mean like someone who's an early kind of like developing teen in a sense, or some kind of like preteen phase, then yes, you can say that. But she's not a child. Like,
yes,
at least in the society she lived in, she definitely wouldn't be considered a child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, there's no indication whatsoever that when Aisha consummated her marriage to the Prophet, she was still a child or she was still immature. Okay, all the records suggest that she has already reached puberty and she was mature enough. So, you see, that's the whole point. But this guy, he cannot seem to understand this. He just looks at the age and then he assumes, because he's under the age of 12, therefore she's prepubescent and therefore she's being molested. That is a stupid argument, honestly. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to continue playing this?
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue
a bit more. And then...
Yeah, I think let's continue a few minutes and then we can stop, because after that the argument just went nowhere.
The problem with like hijab is like he doesn't have any argument.
Yeah, he doesn't have any argument. True. I agree with you. Yeah. Okay. I'll just continue playing. Right.
By the way, can I read this comment? Skyworks 600.
What's the
said
time
something
stamp?
very kind of like dumb.
Okay. What's the time
840. 840.
840. 840. 840. Wait, let me see. 1040 or 840?
840.
840. There's no 840, Aki. I think your timestamp is a bit different. Showing. I think you're talking about this. I think you were talking about 1040 here. This one?
So basically, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
This one.
First period doesn't mean one has achieved puberty. You're right. Actually, someone reaches puberty before period. Reaching puberty is actually one of the third or second stage of puberty.
Exactly.
People actually reach puberty before that, and some women doesn't even reach. Sometimes they can menses can be delayed. There are a lot of medical definitions in regards to this.
Yes.
So again, if you go to my video, I cite like an article that has been reviewed by doctors, and you can ask any doctor. Like puberty is divided into different stages, and menses or getting period is actually in the later stages.
Yep.
So yes, puberty actually happens earlier.
Yep. Okay. So can I continue playing this? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Many pedophiles have or develop a substance use disorder or dependence and depression. They often come from dysfunctional families and marital conflict is common. Many were sexually abused as children. So please tell me if the Prophet is this criteria.
Yes, because
you see, I asked him a direct question. Did the Prophet meet the criteria of a sexual predator or of a pedophile, which involves drug abuse, coming from a broken family, involved with a mental disorder, etc. And then he couldn't give any evidence. All he did was just repeating the same claim over. Okay, I'm going to just continue playing this, right? Yeah.
Because being a pedophile doesn't require actual intentions. Like, if you had sex with a child, even if you aren't attracted
to
it,
when he's the Prophet was sexually abused as a child.
My God.
Abuse. It has nothing to do with abuse. If you have sex with a
here
child.
In the MSD manual,
Stop talking. No, shut up.
Okay, hold on, guys.
No, I get to answer the next question.
Yeah. I was arguing with him. He was just being an idiot. Yeah. He was just being an idiot.
So basically, his premise is he gathers a bunch of false premises and goes to a false conclusion. First, she was not a child in the sense that, the way we understand child now. She reached puberty. She was considered mature by her family, by the surrounding.
Her society, by her society.
The debate is about, was it immoral? And he provided nothing in regards to this. Like, he provided no argument that it was immoral.
Yes.
And if so, why? Like, why didn't anyone object to this? Like, there's nothing. Like, he just whines about, he married a child. That's it. Like, no. Like, you provided no argument.
It's not an argument. It's just a statement. It's a statement. It's not an argument. You see? It's a statement. So it's really that dumb. Yeah. So okay. Do you want me to continue this?
I think we can end it here, inshallah.
You sure? Okay. All right. Let's end it. Do you want me to end it? You sure?
Yeah, let's send it. I think it's 8:40 p.m. now.
All right. Okay. I guess. Yeah.
Do you
Because
wanna,
after that,
if you want to continue, we can continue, inshallah.
nah,
For
I
me,
don't
I
think
think
so.
I have to go in a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I mean, if you don't want to continue, it's fine because I want the stream to be with you. So if you feel that we can just end here, then we'll end here. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
and
so,
another thing is that this person, by the way, brother Aladdin, I think,
brother,
I
Aladin,
also had like
Aladin said something.
yeah, I also had like a debate with
Yeah.
this guy, and like he's so disrespectful and absolutely insulting.
Yes. I
This is
agree,
why
brother
I
Aladin. This
recommend.
guy is, this guy is very
I
rude and
recommend. I don't
disrespectful.
recommend any Muslim to kind of like debate with this guy or
Yeah.
debaters like this.
Yeah.
They're very disrespectful, and
Yeah.
they don't have
I
any
agree.
kind of like I don't
No
know.
adapt at
It's
all. No,
really
no
bad
adapt.
behavior.
No,
Yeah.
it's just immoral. I mean, the guy is talking about morality, but he shows no morals.
Yeah.
He shows the absence
And
of
also, like
morals.
he doesn't have any arguments either. Like most of the time, he just debates. He throws up nonsense nonsense points that can be easily refuted if you do just like 2 minutes of research.
Yeah, exactly. And one interesting about him is that he likes to redefine terms. Right? Like, for example, pedophilia. He defines it as someone who has sex with someone below 12. And then and these kind of things, when pedophilia is much more than that. It's more specific. It's a mental. It's actually regarded as a mental disorder. It's not just simply someone who has sex with someone below the age of 12. Okay, so I mean, and then I know, and when I push him on the issue of whether he's a moral objectivist or a moral subjectivist, then he gives his own definition of objectivism, and then he started to play gish, try to go around and gish gallop, and and this is something that actually brother Daniel Hakikaju noticed as well. So
yeah.
I should have actually pushed him further on that point, but I mean, the guy is just an idiot. Okay, so all right. Okay, so yeah. So brother Aladdin actually commented here. Okay, Tafsir Kutubi, can you read the comment?
Tafsir Qurtubi doesn't talk about age of marriage. He said 15 or 17 regarding giving the orphanage their money and be responsible. It could be. I mean, like, my Arabic isn't that good. I could be mistaken. But as far as I read it, it seemed like he was talking about marriage. But it could be, as a mistake. It could be.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You have to admit. I mean, we do make mistakes okay? So, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Okay. So, anyway, yeah. I guess, shall we wrap it up then? By the way, we have 8 viewers. Sure. 8 viewers watching this stream, mashallah. So, and we have already launched the stream for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Wow, that's not bad. Okay, that's actually very good. Yeah. So how did you find the debate? Did you actually watch the debate? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I think Tijam kind of embarrassed himself, and like it's just.
Embarrass himself with his arguments or with eating the sandwich in front of me?
Both, actually.
Oh my god, the guy was, it's quite ironic that this guy was talking about morals and yet, he was showing none of that, you see. It's really funny. Okay. It's really funny. And so anyway, so do you want to wrap this up? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Start with this.
All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for watching this live stream. So this has been a post-debate analysis of my debate with Tijam regarding.
Oh, by the way, just a question to Brother Aladdin, if it's okay. There's a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ did not allow Omar bin Khattab to join the battle at the age of 14. Now, if you can give some explanation as to why that is, I think that would be great.
Maybe you should give the hadith, the exact hadith, because I'm not aware of this hadith.
Yeah, I think Ibn Kathir quoted this because
yeah.
I mean, I think again, like maybe I will make a separate video on this, going through all the evidences in regard to their age of marriage. It's kind of like an academic discussion.
Of course, yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for joining this live stream. Wow, we have 9 viewers on the live stream, but unfortunately we have to come to a close. Thank you very much, brother Islamic Calling, for joining me as my special guest. And earlier on we had our Sheikh Aladdin as our as our guest of honor. And I really do appreciate brother Aladdin coming. Oh, he's online again. Okay, let me bring you on again. Okay, right. He's actually on stream.
We should end this stream now. I think.
Okay. You will end it.
Aladdin is here.
Assalamu alaikum.
No. Okay, you want to say something?
You stay. We can talk.
No, it's late here. It's almost 10 to 11 before midnight. It's approaching midnight in my place. I'm nearby, brother, the Muslim apologist. I'm only 2 hours by airplane from his place, so it's late here. Anyway, Islamic Calling. Can you please tell me again what was the hadith? What ask the question again, please.
Yeah, so the hadith was I don't remember exactly. I need to bring it up. So basically, there's a hadith. I think it's quoted by Ibn Kathir and others, and where basically Umar bin Khattab wanted to join the battle, but he wasn't allowed to because I think he was below the age of 14. Then later on, he was allowed when he reached 15 or something along that line. I think some scholars have taken this to mean, I don't know, age of marriage or something along that line.
How old was Ali bin Abi Talib when he took the place of Prophet Muhammad during the Hijrah?
How old was Ali bin Abi Talib?
Yeah, when he replaced the Prophet Muhammad in his bed when he left to...
Yeah, Medina. But the question is, why didn't he allow Umar bin Khattab?
That's why. Because Umar ibn Khattab, during that time, Allah knows this best, was not physically ready to be as a warrior and fighter.
Is there any evidence for this?
That's why. That's what some of the ulama said, tafsir. Again, that has nothing. What I said a while ago, woman and man, they will have an intercourse when the woman is physically capable of that. So we are talking here about physical. We are not talking about, you know what I mean? So if a woman, even though if the woman was 20 years old, 21 years old, 25 years old, but physically still her body cannot...
No, of course. But I think there are some scholars that say that there is an age of marriage. That's just what I'm saying.
That's what I want to see. I want to see what is that. That's why I never read, to be honest with you, and with all due respect to you, brother Islamic Calling, I've been involved in da'wah for the past 28 years. Alhamdulillah. In reality, not on social media. Alhamdulillah. Hosting
that's fine. I mean, I have heard some scholars say that there is an age of marriage, but I could be wrong.
No. Provide me with that. I never read anything that. To be honest,
I don't have a citation right now. If you want, I can make a separate video. You can go through it, or we can do a live stream where I'm bringing all the evidences and we can go through it.
I'm not here to. I want to learn something from you. This is something new for me. I've never. I'm honest with you, Akhil. There is no compliment in Islam. In Islam, you are old, me young, nothing. We are all equal. The only division between us is knowledge. So you know something that I never heard about. So if this is in Islam, please provide me. I want to learn. I would like to read it, really, honestly, because I've never read anything like that. Please. I want to learn from you. Wallahi, I'm not kidding. Provide me with some knowledge that I never heard about. No. We are still all studying and learning. So please, if you can provide me with this, I would be more than inshallah glad to be your student.
Sure, I'll make a separate video and you can check it out, inshallah. And I'll give quotation from scholars if it's possible. So yeah, I can check it out.
Please give me the name of the book, which book, and what the sources and everything. So I will go. Because alhamdulillah, I have my library. I can read all those books, alhamdulillah, in Arabic. It's no issue with that. And I want to read it by myself with details. I want to read that.
Sure.
I mean it. Barakallah fi. That's why I joined you here. I want to ask you. Barakallah fi.
MashaAllah. Okay, MashaAllah. Wa yakum, okay, yes. Thank you. It's always an honor to have you, Sheikh. Okay,
I think I have to go, okay? I have to go. We can.
All right,
we should wrap up. We should end the stream, right?
Yeah. I'm going to end the stream anyway. So thank you very much, everyone. Brother Ismail Calling, and our special guest of honor, Sheikh Aladdin as well. So thank you very much for watching this live stream. If you like this stream, please do not forget to like this video. If you would like to share this to everyone, please do share this with your friends and families. Please don't forget to support me. You can join. You can either give me through the super chat or you can join my membership. The link is scrolling right now under the window. Or by the way, do not forget to visit Brother Islamic Calling's channel. His channel is Islamic Calling. Okay, and I will leave the link in the description. So with that, thank you very much for being with us today. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.